Hello, welcome. This is a quick video on how to use the quadratic formula to solve for x when you have a quadratic equation. The first thing that you need to realize is that in order for us to use the quadratic equation, we need to have um, our, our quadratic formula in standard form. And that would be um, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. And so I look at this, and this kind of looks like it's in standard form, but it's not equal to 0. And so the first thing that I would want to do in regards to that is subtract the 3 to make it equal to 0. So I'm going to subtract 3 there, subtract 3 there, and then I can kind of copy everything over. The negative, I've got minus 17x squared minus 7x, and 2 minus 3 would be negative 1. And now, yes, this is equal to 0 because those would cancel each other. You get 0. And this helps us to see that a is equal to negative 17. I realize this might seem like an extra step, but it's nice to have them actually listed out. So a equals negative 17, b equals negative 7, and c equals negative 1. And then we go to the discriminant. You'll recall that the quadratic formula is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac. This is all over 2a. And the discriminant, this is the whole formula, but the discriminant is just the part that's under the radical, and it doesn't even include the square root. So if you write that b squared minus 4ac, and this is right below it, put b squared minus 4ac, then you can just plug in those values. So b is negative 7. Really important to have negatives inside the parentheses. Otherwise, you're not squaring the whole number, negative 7. A is negative 17, and C is negative 1. And so you can kind of work through this by hand. You can work through it with a calculator. You can do a combination of both. I know that negative 7 squared, that would be a positive 49. Here I have 1, 2, 3 negatives, and because I have an odd number of negatives, the answer of that multiplication is going to be negative. So this is going to be minus something. 4 times 17. I'm going to use my calculator, plug that in. So 4 times 17, and that's 68. And so I've got 49 minus 68. And 49 minus 68 is negative 19. And so that's negative 19. So my discriminant is negative 19, but I think it's probably a good idea to just plug the whole thing in to make sure that I've put that in correctly. I want to check my solutions or my substitutions first. B, that's negative 7. Yes, that's correct. Minus 4ac. A, negative 17. Yes. And then C is negative 1, which is also correct. So I'm going to just plug this in because the main way that people make any people make mistakes on the quadratic formula is to just make the substitutions incorrectly. They type things wrong. They forget a minus sign, those kinds of things. So just being very thorough is a good way to avoid those mistakes. So parentheses here, negative 7 squared minus 4 times, let's see, negative 17 and negative 1. Negative 17 and negative 1. And then hit enter, and sure enough, I get negative 19. So double check. Our discriminant is negative 19, and when you get a negative number for your discriminant, you're going to get two solutions, and they're going to be non-real solutions. And so let's see kind of what those look like. We're going to go back to the quadratic formula. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And b, just double check here, yeah, -7. So -7. My discriminant is -19. We've already calculated that. And then all over 2a, and a is -17. So we've got two solutions here. First of all, we want to know, can I simplify this? Can I simplify that radical part? And no, because 19 is prime. But one thing we can do, because it is negative, this is where the non-real solution comes out. The square root of a negative number is the imaginary unit I. And so I'm going to take that, the negative, out from under the square root as, let's say the square root of -1 is defined as being the imaginary unit I. And so if I want to simplify the square root of -19, that's the same as the square root of 19 times the square root of -1. And that -1 comes out, so this is I square root of 19. Beyond that, you cannot simplify that, so we're going to leave it in terms of the square root. So when I'm simplifying this, the negative of -7 is +7. That's +7 plus I square root of 19. And then 2 times -17 would be -34. And that is one of the solutions. That comes from the positive there. That is one of the solutions. The other solution is the negative. And so we're going to do the same thing again here and just do minus. So we've got 7, we'll just separate those with a comma. 7 minus I times the square root of 19, and all of that is over -34. And since we can't simplify this any further, that is our solution. Hey, you got this. Study, study, study. Keep working hard. Do your homework, practice. That's how we learn. Keep going.